Hey everyone, Josh Baldwin here with Vegan Fit, and back with my buddy Kevin today. We did a vegan for a week kind of challenge a couple weeks ago, and it's taken us essentially 3 weeks to get back together to talk about everything. So I haven't talked to Kevin yet at all about how it's going for him and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna let him kind of run the show for a minute and tell me about how that first week went, and then on top of that, how have the weeks since then gone?
Yeah, definitely. So it's been a few weeks, which I think is great because that gives a better picture of exactly what it is to take on this different lifestyle for a period longer than just running for a week. Because I'll tell you, the week run was very easy compared to the long run. So I got through that like a breeze. I mean, we went ahead, we went to the store, we picked out the meals. It was real easy. I mean, I had a lot of like good stuff to try out. The Beyond Meat was amazing.
That's crazy, right?
That stuff is ridiculously good. It works great as a burger substitute, and there's a lot of qualities I think to it that are like as good, probably better than actual burger meat.
Did you when you made it, just out of curiosity, did you like season it and stuff like a burger?
No, I actually used it for topping on spaghetti squash and then to put on a bed of like baby spinach.
Okay.
So I mean, I would put on like salt, pepper a little bit, but nothing crazy. I didn't put on like any like Montreal seasoning or anything like you might put on the meat or something.
Well, that's what's so interesting about that burger to me is when we made it, I forgot to even season the damn thing because I just wanted to try it as it was. And it was so freaking good. I can't imagine next time I actually season the damn thing.
Yeah, it's definitely good. It was an awesome substitute, so I really enjoyed that.
Okay.
Of course, the vegetables they are what they are. I mean, that's no surprise there. What else did we get? We got the tofu. I hadn't had a chance to do that one yet. I got these the crab cakes. Were horrible. Whoever had those put on a shelf should be prosecuted and sued to the fullest extent of the law because they were very bad. I couldn't believe I ate those.
We actually bought those the other day just to try them out. We were gonna do like a seafood taste test.
You should have asked me first.
But I forgot that you bought them.
Yeah, this is very bad.
The reason I've been a vegetarian for like 4 years. The reason I never even thought about it is it sounds terrible. Yeah. But I figured why not try them? So they're terrible.
Yeah, well at least you know now, right? So
at least I know.
The small price
I don't have to taste them. Did you do like you made like the lentils and stuff like that?
Yeah, so the lentils was awesome. That was very good, and it wasn't like crazy filling either, which is like surprising. It was like a very like nice meal. It was hearty. It had the vegetables. It had some protein. Easy to make. Like I said, tasted great, and so I had that for lunch for like the first 3 to 4 days of that week. So that was already taken care of. For breakfast, I had the Ezekiel bread. I had.
Did you get the cinnamon raisin one?
Yeah, I got cinnamon raisin, but I also got the regular. Okay. So I did like the cinnamon raisin, and then I had the regular, which I mixed up with some. Is it Daya? Is that how it's pronounced?
Oh yeah, you like the cheese?
The cheese. So I like do a little like cheese sandwich or whatever, grilled cheese for dinner sometimes.
What did you think about that stuff?
I thought it was great.
It's crazy,
That's
right?
an easy substitute for cheese. Like you're not losing any sort of like taste quality
or texture.
Yeah, it's pretty much cheese, without using dairy for it. So that was pretty amazing. The Beyond Meat again was very amazing. And then of course vegetables are vegetables, so that's just going to be what it is.
So you tell me if I'm wrong here. I told Jamie what I predicted would be the problem is when you go out. Like if you go out with friends.
Yeah,
whatever,
definitely.
Right?
So that's a tough thing, right? So I easily gave up going to the store and buying like a pack of chicken, or like going to a steak. I still haven't had a steak in like a month now. But like going out, like if you're going out, it's football season. I'm a huge Cowboys fan, so what did I do last weekend? Went out, went to B-Dubs. How do you go to B-Dubs and not get chicken wings?
Right.
That's hard to do, right? So those are the type of situations that became especially hard. But I felt like the first week I could see myself definitely substituting the vegan products with losing pretty much nothing. On my part, like I give up very little, and it actually benefits you health wise. It benefits the environment. Of course, there's the animal benefits as well.
Right.
So it's really interesting because it kind of went how I thought it would, where you give up very little, but it actually benefits not only yourself as on a health level, but the environment and animals, the society around you, it benefits also. So and you give up very little to do that. Yeah,
I mean, you don't get, especially with all the great substitutes out there. That's what I was asking about. I was curious how you felt about the Daya and stuff like that, because I've heard a lot of people say like, oh, I didn't like this as much or that as much, but to me, if you get the right stuff, I mean, it's like a direct substitute almost, like the Beyond Meat and stuff like that, where we're very lucky. Like I think if I had gone vegan, like let's say 15 years ago, it would have been a hell of a lot harder. there's just not that many options out there. But now with all these substitutes, it kind of makes it easy.
Yeah, and I will say too, having it put in front of you, like you already know the way, like you've already been through the whole process.
Yeah.
So having you being like, this is what you do, this is how you do this is what the best tasting stuff is.
Right.
Because if you have to start from ground zero and you're trying to like try all this different stuff, it'd be a lot harder. But I already got like the best tasting meat, the best tasting, you know, you got the recipes going. So the videos that you put out, like I watched those, it made it very helpful to go through and make some recipes. I did some like vegan pancakes, vegan just substitutes for things that you're eating anyway, but there's a way around it to where you're not using a dairy product. It doesn't cost more. It doesn't cost you. It's like there's no reason not to, because you're not losing out.
What did you do when you made the pancakes? Just out of curiosity, there's so many different ways to substitute the egg. Like, what did it call for?
So this particular recipe I used was using wheat flour. And just soy milk.
So there's no like egg replacement?
No egg replacement.
That's interesting.
And it tasted fine. I mean,
really?
it tasted great.
That's cool.
So yeah, again, I didn't give up anything yet. It was an easy meal, tasted fine, and you benefit, you know, all the way around.
So the first week pretty easy, and then of course going out to eat and stuff like that. So how's it gone since then, the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's been, I mean, the same thing. I could see myself, like I'm basically 75% of what I eat is through a vegan substitute or an unintentional like vegan thing, like you know, like you just have, instead of meat, you just use like some vegetables, something,
or like the lentils or something like that.
Or like for breakfast you have those just use the vegan version of pancakes, or you're just doing like the raisin bread with something, which is just a health thing. It's not, you know, that to me is more of an unintentional vegan thing. Whereas if you go like for me, like doing spaghetti squash, and I use the meat substitute, that's like intentionally doing it, but you don't give up much flavor or, you know, anything else. So
I guess the question is, you know, people want to know, like, is this something you want to work towards though, going 100%, or do you feel like, you know, you're gonna kind of cap out at like the 75-80%?
Dude, you know what? I gotta be honest. I think I'm gonna cap out, because the reality is, I love a steak. I love going out and having chicken wings every other, you know, time I go out. I like those the meat, and then also, like you said, like the way we are, like everything sort of incorporates meat in some way. So like if we're at the house and the guys and I are watching a game, they make up a dip or something that's got meat in it. That's tough to turn down, you know. And we're just kicking the shit and just having a good time. Again, going out and stuff. But overall, especially like during the week, like what we did, like what I was saying from the jump, is that we go to the store, you plan out what you're gonna have. The week that I live has structure to it, so it's very organized. And when it's done like that, it's very easy to do, because you're consciously making the effort, and you put the steps in place to make sure that you're going to be hitting your goal every day. So the weekend's kind of like the wild card, right? Because there's no like, I wake up when I want, I do whatever I want all weekend, so that kind of just throws that in there. But that's what makes it the toughest. I think during the week it's very easy to plan it out and do that, but that's just for me. So
I definitely think that's pretty common for a lot of people. That's why I kind of figured that's how it would go down. Like, for a lot of people, that's how it is, especially if you're going to more of like your chain type restaurants or stuff like that. I mean, they have almost nothing. I mean, very, very little that doesn't have dairy in it or something like that. Whereas like where we go to eat, it's really easy for us, right? Because we plan ahead and we know they have good vegan stuff or whatever. And that stuff's getting better. I mean, a lot of the chains now are doing some more interesting, like some stuff with tofu and different stuff. And I'm sure you'll start seeing like some Beyond Meat style products popping up more chains. It'll get easier over time. But definitely, like early on for a lot of people, if you don't have like a moral imperative, it's going to be a little bit tough when you go out to eat and you're watching your friends eat the stuff. Because it doesn't bother you like on a physical level like it would someone like me.
Definitely.
Or, you know what I mean? Like, it's much easier for me to turn it down because it like bothers me thinking about it. But for you, you're doing it for health and whatever, so it's a little bit different.
But that is also better than saying going out to the store every single day buying your chicken breast. So there is a difference between being 75% replacing your meals with vegan food and...
Well, and realistically, it's more like 90%.
0%.
You know what I mean? Realistically, if you're going out like twice a week and having something, but you know you're having 4 meals a day or 3 meals a day that aren't, you know what I mean? It really is like 90% of your diet.
Definitely.
So it's a pretty good. It's definitely it's a hell of a good start. So I wanted to ask you about back to the moral imperative question. Did you end up watching anything?
I did. I watched Cowspiracy.
Oh, and that did not bother you enough?
It definitely bothered me. I mean, it didn't bother me enough, obviously. So that's your answer. But, I mean, it definitely bothered me, and I didn't even watch the whole... I watched about an hour of it because you kind of get the gist of it, and it did bother me. I'm like, I don't need to keep watching because I get the idea, right?
Right.
So it did bother me, but once... I mean, you know how it goes. Like, you've been raised a certain way. The society doesn't make it a big deal that you're doing this. It's just kind of natural, and it's your second nature just to
I think
do what you've always done.
I think for a lot of people out there, if you live in a more progressive city, it's a lot easier too, right? Like you would go somewhere like a Buffalo Wild Wings style place, so like let's say you live in California, except they have like 30 options for vegans. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't live in a city.
We don't have that, right? Richmond's got options. A lot of cities have options, but not necessarily for that environment. Like when we go to a place downtown that's got these like buffalo wings, and they're fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna have that at Buffalo Wild Wings, let's say, but not yet anyway, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of hopefully the world kind of getting on board, and there'll be more options. Do you have any advice for people trying to go vegan early on? Like I would say, do some serious shopping and don't just try to wing it for the week.
Yeah, planning's the big thing, man. Have structure to your day. Plan your meals. Think ahead. If you don't think ahead, you're going to be out looking for something convenient. And like we just talked about, if you're in a place like Richmond, there's probably not a ton of convenient places to go to and get something that just magically is vegan. So
yeah, it's definitely hard that way. All right, well, cool. So let me know, guys, down in the comment section. Like, give Kevin some motivation or something to shame the fuck out of him, make him feel like a terrible human being. Whatever you got to do to make him go vegan. We're gonna get there. But the good news is, again, even just going like 90% vegan and understanding that, it's really not that big a deal, like your day-to-day life, that's a huge step. I mean, if everyone went 90% vegan, just imagine, like, you're talking about instead of 12 billion animals, you're talking about maybe 9 or 10 billion that are saved every year. So it's a huge number here, not to mention the effects on the environment and all that kind of stuff.
And do it for yourself. I mean, it's generally healthier, so...
Yeah, all of our healthcare costs would go down immediately. Yeah. Like, it'd be such a great thing for everybody. So this is a great little kind of idea to get you guys to help your friends out if they're trying to go vegan.
When you first started going vegan, because I don't know, I hang around a group of guys that are very like alpha, outgoing guys that have the way they've done things, and if you don't do it that way, you're like an alien, right? I'll tell you, when I first started, I had vegan food in my house. I got 3 other roommates, and they lost their shit. They're like, what is going on? Like, so what was the reaction when you first started going to vegan? Do people look at you and be like, what? Like,
well, I think you have a couple of different ways you can approach this, right? So, to me, as you know, I'm a little bit combative, so I welcome any kind of challenge anyone ever wants to bring to me.
Yeah.
Some people do have a hard time with that. Like, I definitely know vegans and people who have a hard time with that. Like, people kind of give them shit about it, or like, oh, that looks gross, or that's nasty, what the hell's wrong with you, or whatever, and they kind of guilt them, and it bothers a lot of people. So, I would say if you're going vegan, like, for me, again, if I don't do anything without understanding why I'm doing it, right? Nothing's based on like just a random thought. So for me, I had all the facts on my side. If you do research on veganism, you understand the body and you understand the environment, all that stuff like that. It's so easy to shame the hell out of somebody if they want to come at you like that.
Yeah.
Now, if someone just wants to ask you questions, that's great. You can be really nice about it.
Yeah.
But we all get people who want to be dicks about it, and then you can go at them and say like, "What if I just kill your dog right now and eat it for dinner? Is that okay?" Like. Because they want to be like, oh, well, I had a cow yesterday, and they like laugh about it. And you're like, well, how about I like go home and like gut your dog and I fry it up? Like, are you okay with that? You're like, oh no, my dog's better. My dog's really smart. Like the truth is your dog's an idiot and doesn't deserve to live any more than a cow. But people don't want to hear that. So you have to decide what approach you want to take to it. Like if they're just ribbing you about it, you can like laugh about it and you can make some jokes or whatever.
Yeah.
If they're actually giving you a hard time, you got to decide if you want to be combative or passive about it. Like.
Yeah, see, that's the thing for me, because like you said, you're very much well educated about it, and like you said, you're 100% know the facts and everything. So for me, I'm a casual, like, I'll try it out. You know?
Right.
Like that's me, So for me, going like I'll try it out, and then people are like, wow, that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah, it's amazing too.
I'm like, that's just weird to like come across like that too, because it's just like, what, like who cares? Like,
yeah, it's amazing how people. See what I think.
People care a lot. That's what I'm saying. People care so much.
You know what it is,
it doesn't
man?
make sense to me, but
I
was just wondering your thought on that.
Yeah, I think it does make sense because I think it's guilt speaking. I think people want to give you a hard time and act like you're weird and give like all this stuff like that. Why would you care so much about me not eating a particular item? If I told you I was going to stop eating radishes tomorrow, I wouldn't get any emotional response.
No one would think twice.
No one would care.
Like, cool.
No
Why'd
one
you tell
care.
me that?
Right, exactly.
Like, why'd you tell me that?
But there's just some insecurity or some guilt or something or fear of judgment towards them that makes them want to like lash out at you. And give you a hard time about it. So like they know, like just let you know. I don't give a shit about what you're doing. It's stupid. Like, it's this pathetic overreaction that they do. That's just what people do in general, right? If you're doing anything new or different, people always want to lash out at you about it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I'm doing this new thing where I'm going to be riding my bike every day for an hour. People are like, I don't need that shit. It's just like, well, they can't do it. They're unwilling to put forth the effort, so they're going to lash out at you, right? It's a really sad reaction people have to like a lot of things.
It's weird. I didn't expect it, but then it kind of makes sense when you think like what you're saying. I think if you think about it, it kind of makes sense because it's completely different.
Yeah.
And there's that negative connotation almost with being vegan because they're like, you're vegan, you're going to go tell everybody or live on a hippie compound or,
exactly.
like whatever.
Stuff like that.
But, yeah, I thought that was very interesting.
Well, and you might even get the other thing, which I think is really funny when they say things like vegan cheese. Like, what is that made of? You're like, what is regular cheese made out of? They don't know. They don't know how you make cheese. They're not churning butter and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They don't know how to make any of this stuff. But the idea that it comes from a plant is disgusting. But rotting flesh, nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah.
Or they think it's odd, like it's really weird that you would eat that, but they eat, the flesh of an animal that's currently rotting. Like, we're not built for it. Like, that's the other thing you talk about, having facts on your side.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't probably looked in it as much to know about, like, the fact that we are biologically just not meant to eat meat. Like, it's a poison for the human body. We're not meant to eat it. We don't have the right jaw for it. We don't have the right intestines for it. We're not made to eat it. But if you were to, say that to somebody, they're going to, oh, you're crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Where'd you hear that? You know what I mean? So if you're talking to someone who's willing to hear you and, like, you can show them some facts and some information, that's a great conversation you can have. But unfortunately, a lot of people just want to kind of give you shit about it, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, how did you deal with it? You just kind of brush it off, or what'd you do?
I kind of just took it in stride as much as I could. I was very caught off guard because I was like, well, I didn't think anybody would give a shit, right? So who cares? But eventually it really did bother me because I was like, make one small change and like the world goes crazy, right? Like try to do something healthy and like people go insane. It's just very like, I can't believe you care about this.
It's really weird.
It's very weird. And it'd be different if I was like, you should too.
Yeah.
Like I'm not, and I wasn't even being like, I'm vegan, it's like, I'm trying this out, and it's like.
They're like offended though.
Yeah, very offended. Almost like stay away. It's very weird. I think it's like an initial. It's like a preemptive strike against judgment. Do you know what I mean? It's them. Yeah, I don't.
I can go at him real quick to let him know I'm not going to be judged by you.
Yeah.
You think you're better than me? No, you're shit. Like it's like a quick little overreaction.
Yeah.
Because they think you are going to judge them and give them a hard time and like you should be vegan too. And you're going to like lay into them about it.
Yeah.
When that's not even what you're trying to do. You're just trying to try something else.
Yeah, checking it out.
And that's a tough situation for a lot of people.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I mean, if you don't want to be judged or everything, and have anybody say anything about you, then just don't do anything because somebody's going to say something about it no matter what you do. Somebody's going to have something to say about it. So
and like and if you're
I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, if you're not vegan or whatever, like I highly doubt you're going to meet a bunch of vegans who want to like ram it down your throat. Like that's just it's just not. I don't know any vegans like that. I don't even do that, and I'm really passionate about it unless someone wants to talk about it. You know what I mean? If someone wants to talk about it, that's great. I'll get pretty aggressive if they want to get aggressive, but in general, I'm not going to go and like try to lay into somebody about being vegan if they have no interest in it.
Yeah, and definitely, and it's not like you came banging down my door like, hey, you got to try this out, right? Like, come on, let's get a tape going, let's like try this out. It was the other way around. I was like, let's try. Like, I know Josh knows his stuff on the fitness stuff and nutrition, so if you want to get healthier, try new things, right? So,
Yeah, I mean, I've got
that's how it started.
I've got a good friend of mine, Ricky, who. He's like 95% vegan, but I would say very little of that's because of me. I mean, he's around me and he sees what's going on and he's been trying all these foods out. He likes the food, but he doesn't have any kind of moral imperative on his side for the animals. So he's just kind of getting there slowly and evolving, and hopefully I'm going to push him over that last 5% and get his ass to be vegan. But, vegans don't really do that. There's like a bad stigma out there that vegans are always like yelling at people and judging people. Like, of course we do judge you. I mean, it's no different than if you as a non-vegan saw someone like drowning a child, you're going to have some negative thoughts towards that person or towards that act. But at the same time, as vegans, we understand like this is a new thing for a lot of people, and it's really hard for a lot of people to wrap their head around, you know, and it's you're kind of going against a social norm that's been around for, you know, forever.
Yeah.
So it's a tough thing. So we're not going to like lay into you or judge you about it, but so hard because we were you at some point. Like it's hard. It's not easy to do. And most of us wouldn't have changed if it wasn't for someone else like opening that door for us.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people, like for me, I kind of did like a lot of discovery on my own, but for a lot of people it takes something like this or knowing somebody to kind of help them out, and then they can, you know, make that change.
Definitely.
Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think about the video. If you have any questions for Kevin, questions for me, definitely let me know. If you like the video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next Vegan Fit video.
Shut down.